All right, folks, today we're going to review, this is the long version of this review, 2015 Jeep Cherokee. This is the Latitude edition of this particular vehicle. So tell you what, let's just take a quick walk around. You can watch a short review over in the sidebar, but let's get right into it. Come around to the front end, and this is one of those vehicles that people either love the look or they hate the look. I've gotten to where it's kind of grown on me, and I've gotten to where I like the look a little better than I did when they first came out. I'll be honest, when it first came out, I was not a super big fan of it. It's got a real kind of a shark nose look to it. It's got a really nice integrated headlight system in it though. The car actually works well, drives well, and they've done this shark, really pointed front end, if you would, for the fuel economy side of the fence. And we have been averaging, at least I have been, 30 miles to the gallon. This car's only rated at 28 on the highway. This one does have the 3.2 liter Pentastar V6, which is best in class for V6 power and best in class towing on this car up to 4,500 pounds. This model, which Richard is showing you right now, does have all the blackout grille, has the wheels and so on. It also comes with the luxury group, the safety group. This car runs right around $34,000 and some change. It's got the big screen in the middle for the nav and the radio and all that. We'll show you that when we get into the interior portion of it. And this one does come with the automated or the automatic lift gate, which we'll show you here in just a minute also. But again, this will be a long version of this particular review, 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude. This is, of course, an all-wheel drive version. It does have all the capabilities of an off-road vehicle, as Jeep is well known for, and this does have also best-in-class off-road capability. So best-in-class towing, best-in-class off-road capability. Again, 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude. All right, folks, going to take a drive now in the 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude, and it does have the different modes for drive as far as the transfer case is concerned. Auto, snow, sport, sand and mud, all that's adjustable through the dial right here. This does, of course, have the 9-speed transmission, which was a first for FCA when they actually built this vehicle. And this vehicle also comes standard in the V6 model with start-stop technology. I'm going to show you right now how that works. So real quick, when you back up, it does have the grid lines, shows you where you're at in relation to the curb. The lighting is not great right now because of the time of the day, but let's take a real quick drive and I'll show you how the start-stop works. So we're going to get driving here for just a second, and I'm going to come to a stop. And you're going to actually feel the vehicle, you're going to hear the engine actually stop. There, it just shut off. I release the brake, engine starts back up, and off we go. Some are going to say, well, gosh, John, that's got to be harder on the starter and the battery and all of that. They've put a glass mat battery in it, 700 cold cranking amps. They've redid the starter. They did enough start tests on it, which is 2.5 times more than what the average vehicle would ever use its starter. In other words, it's beefed up enough to where that's not a problem. You shouldn't worry about that. The start-stop technology is part of what enabled me to get 30 miles to the gallon in this vehicle. It's a comfortable vehicle to drive. It runs well. It drives well. It's easy to maneuver. And again, size-wise, it's just a tad smaller than the Grand Cherokee, but you're going to have to get in the vehicle itself and figure that out, amongst yourselves, your family. We always say get out, drive the vehicle, check it out for yourself. We're going to come back, go through the rest of the interior. I'll give you my opinion of the 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude. I bought my wife recently a Grand Cherokee, and I'll tell you the reasons why I bought the Grand Cherokee over the smaller, little brother version of the Cherokee, which we're driving right now. All right, hope you enjoyed the driving portion. Again, 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude. And if you like this vehicle, get out, get to your dealership, drive it, let them know that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. We always say, you've got to get in these vehicles to drive them. I'll explain that in just a moment. Real quick, let me walk through the rear gate. This is not an automatic gate, as in you walk up, key fob in hand or in pocket, you wave your foot, nothing like that. That does not have that option. Jeep, if you're listening, I wish it did. That's really a handy feature on a lot of these SUVs. So double click of the button here, the gate's going to open up. It will actually automatically close also. Now, a few things I'm going to mention. And went through this process myself in just a not too distant past. Bought my wife a Grand Cherokee instead of a regular Cherokee. I'm going to give you my reasons why I bought the Grand Cherokee versus the Cherokee, but you're going to have to be the one to determine that for yourself. First off, not quite as much room in the back end. Now, there's ample room back here, but I had somebody actually look at this vehicle with me this past weekend, and he made the comment of, John, it'd be tough to get 2 golf bags in here side by side, wouldn't it? I said, well, yeah, you'd probably have to put the club heads up in one of the compartments and, or up in one of the ledges, I should say. It'd be tight. And he's like, well, then you're not going to get much luggage or anything on top of that, are you? I'm like, no, you're really not. Partially why, personally, I bought the Grand Cherokee for my wife instead of the little Cherokee. Just a little bit more room in the back end. Now, these seats do fold down. I will show you that. They're real easy. Just a little lever here. Folds down, gives you ample room then. Of course, at that point, you could put a couple of golf bags in side by side. Multiple ways you could do that. But again, you need to get out, look at these vehicles, as we always say. And the other thing about this vehicle is it's got a very, very sloped back end, which again cuts into some of the cargo space. Might not be a problem for some of you, might be for others. Again, the plus side of this vehicle, 30 miles to the gallon with really a really powerful V6. So with that, let me hop in this back seat since I've got this other seat down and the lighting's over here on this side. Let me jump into this side here real quick. Now, one thing we always want to mention is this seat here is back quite a ways. We've got a guy that works for us that's over 6'2", and he comments all the time about how some of these vehicles with the headroom and so on are getting smaller and smaller, and it's really hard for people his size to get in and out. As you can see, this seat's back a long ways. I've got plenty of legroom. I'm 5'10", about 175 pounds or so, and I've got plenty of room back here, even with this seat folded down. So basically, 60% of this seat is down. I'm sitting in the 40%, and I still have plenty of room. There is vents back here, a power outlet down below, and a fair amount of soft touch features. There's soft touch on the armrest here. This is kind of a hard plastic here, but again, this vehicle is $33,000, so you got to keep that in mind when you're looking through the interior. So I tell you what, let me jump around the front seat, and I'll have Richard and you guys join me up there. All right, folks, we're now in the front seat of, again, the 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude. And as you can tell, this is not the fancy version of the Cherokee. Cloth seats, I will say they're very comfortable. Didn't mind driving this vehicle at all. It's got all the rest of the standard features you'll find on the inside of a Cherokee. And some of the things that we talked about in the driving portion, but I want to make sure I mention again, is this got a unique four-wheel drive system in it. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle that disconnects the rear axle when you don't need it, thereby giving you really a front-wheel drive type vehicle with the fuel economy that goes along with that. But when you need it and you want to go off-roading, or you need it for the snow or whatever you're driving in, you actually then have the vehicle automatically engages the rear axle and gives you all of that four-wheel drive capability. Of course, the Jeep has just everybody has come to know Jeep for their off-road capability, and again, this vehicle does have best-in-class off-road ability. So a lot of the rest of the features in here we went through during the driving portion, so let's do this. I'll come around, I'll give you my opinion of the 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude. All right, folks, my opinion of the 2015 Jeep Cherokee, whether it's a Latitude or the other trim package options that are there, just Cherokee in general. Some of the pros: I like the size, I like the power, and I love the fuel economy. You can get over 30 miles to the gallon in this vehicle with a V6 at our altitude. That's a great thing. It's got plenty of room inside. In fact, it feels very roomy in the front. My wife has the Grand Cherokee, and frankly, sitting in the front seat, it's hard to really tell the difference between the two, other than you are a little bit more crammed in on this vehicle than you are a full-size Grand Cherokee. Room in the back is also less than it is on a Grand Cherokee, but you're buying a smaller vehicle and you're paying less money for it. Couple of things on this vehicle that I actually paid attention to, and the reason why I didn't buy this and I bought my wife the Grand Cherokee. First of all, she likes all of the off-road capability that Jeep offers. Some are going to say, John, why does your wife even need that? Well, you'd have to ask her. We live on a mountain. We get a lot more snow than a lot of the other areas around here do, and she wanted that more capable off-road vehicle, getting in and out with the snow, things like that. And we do some four-wheeling and camping from time to time. We wanted that true off-road capability. This is a different vehicle. Front-wheel drive. In the front, so front engine, front wheel drive, engages the rear axle as needed. The Grand Cherokee is the opposite. It's a rear wheel drive vehicle, engages the front as needed. Two totally different vehicles, and you need to look at them accordingly. The biggest deciding factor for me in buying the Grand Cherokee versus this vehicle is the roominess inside, so what's behind that back seat and how much cargo you can actually put in, the extra room in the front seats, and the fuel capacity. So the Grand Cherokee has a larger fuel tank than this does. You can look all that information up for yourself, but your distance traveled is longer in the Grand Cherokee. So if you're going on a road trip and using the car more on the road, again, I'm going to probably recommend Grand Cherokee over Cherokee, but you need to go check all that out for yourself. This is still a fantastic vehicle. I love driving it. It's got all the best off-road capability you can imagine, and the Trailhawk version of this vehicle is absolutely fabulous and it's raised up a little bit. It's got tow hooks, all sorts of features in it that really make it a very, very capable, from the factory, off-road vehicle. So go check out Jeep Cherokee at your local Jeep basically your local Jeep dealership, I should say. Tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed this last review that we've just done. And as always, we say this, but we really do mean it. Get out, drive the car, put yourself, your family, your pet, whatever you're going to do with the vehicle, please get out, get in it, drive it. Make sure when you go and do that, you tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. For all of our other reviews, content, things that we have, you can check that out at our website, drive-radio.com. Please go and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Drive Radio. And of course, you found this on YouTube, because that's where we put all these videos up. Our channel, Drive Radio, all one word. Go check out all the rest of our reviews. Like it, comment, do whatever you need to. We want to be here to help you pick out the right vehicle for you, because as we always say, there's really not too many bad vehicles made today. There's just bad vehicle choices. So with that, I hope you have a great evening, great day, whatever it is. Just enjoy, and again, thanks so much for watching.